There is an enemy living inside you. You feed it every morning. You protect it. You make excuses for it. And it is slowly killing your future. This is the story of a man who didn't realize he was his own worst enemy. His name was Daniel. 28 years old, average job, average life. But deep inside, he felt stuck. Every morning, Daniel woke up with big plans. He would exercise. He would read. He would finally start that business idea he had been thinking about for 3 years. But by the afternoon, those plans disappeared. I'll start tomorrow, he told himself. And tomorrow became next week. Next week became next month. Next month became 3 years. Daniel wasn't lazy in the traditional sense. He worked his job. He paid his bills. He wasn't sitting around doing nothing. But he also wasn't growing. He wasn't moving forward. He was stuck in a loop. And the worst part, he didn't even know why. One evening, Daniel sat on his couch scrolling through his phone. He saw an old friend's post. The friend had just launched a successful startup. Daniel felt a sharp pain in his chest, jealousy, regret, frustration. I had the same idea 2 years ago, he whispered to himself. But he didn't do anything about it. He just thought about it. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. And Daniel kept feeding the same voice in his head. You're not ready yet. You don't have enough. What if you fail? Maybe you're not smart enough. This voice felt like protection. It felt like common sense. It felt like reality. But it wasn't. It was the invisible enemy. One night, Daniel couldn't sleep. He lay in bed staring at the ceiling. His mind was racing. He felt angry. Not at anyone else, at himself. Why am I like this, he thought. Why can't I just do something? He grabbed his phone and started typing into a search bar. Why do I sabotage myself? And that's when he found an article. It was short, simple, but it changed everything. The article said, "You are not afraid of failure. You are afraid of who you might become if you succeed." Daniel read that line 5 times. And then he understood. The next morning, Daniel did something different. He didn't make a big plan. He didn't set huge goals. He just made one simple decision. I will not listen to that voice today. He woke up. The voice said, "Stay in bed. You're tired." He got up anyway. He looked at his running shoes. The voice said, "It's too cold outside." He put them on anyway. He walked to his lap. The voice said, "You don't know what you're doing. Don't embarrass yourself." He opened it anyway. For the first time in years, Daniel didn't obey the voice, and something strange happened. The voice got louder. It got angry. It screamed at him. You're wasting your time. This won't work. You're going to fail. But Daniel kept moving. He wrote one paragraph for his business plan. Just one. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't brilliant. But it was real. And for the first time in 3 years, Daniel felt alive. He realized something powerful that day. The invisible enemy wasn't trying to protect him. It was trying to control him. Every time he fed it with excuses, it grew stronger. Every time he listened to it, it took more of his life. But the moment he stopped feeding it, it started to starve. Over the next few weeks, Daniel noticed a pattern. The voice didn't disappear. It was still there. But it was getting weaker. Every morning it tried to stop him. And every morning he moved anyway. Some days were harder than others. Some days the voice won. Daniel stayed in. He skipped his work. He went back to scrolling. But he didn't quit. Because he understood now. This wasn't about motivation. This wasn't about inspiration. This was a war between 2 versions of himself. The old Daniel, the one who waited, who hesitated, who made excuses. And the new Daniel, the one who acted, even when he didn't feel ready. One evening, Daniel sat at his desk. He looked at his business plan. It was almost finished. He smiled. Not because it was perfect, but because it existed. 3 months ago, it was just a thought, a dream, a someday. Now it was. And then Daniel realized the most important lesson of his life. The invisible enemy you feed every day is not laziness. It's not fear. It's not even doubt. It's the voice that convinces you to wait, to hesitate, to stay comfortable. And the only way to defeat it is to stop feeding it. Here's the truth most people never understand. You are not weak because you have fear. You are weak because you obey it. You are not stuck because you lack talent. You are stuck because you listen to the wrong voice. Every day you have a choice. Feed the voice that keeps you small, or starve it by taking action. The voice will never go away completely. It's part of being human. But you can make it weaker. You can make it irrelevant. How? By doing the thing it tells you not to do. Wake up when it says stay in bed. Start when it says you're not ready. Speak when it says stay quiet. Move when it says wait. Every small action is a victory. Every moment you choose courage over comfort. You are starving the invisible enemy. And one day you will look back and realize you are no longer the person who waits. You are the person who acts. Strong emotional ending, plus CTA 515-545. Daniel never became famous. He never became a millionaire, but he became something better. He became free. Free from the voice that controlled him for years. Free from the excuses. Free from the prison of his own mind. And now, every morning, when that voice whispers, Daniel smiles, because he knows the truth. The invisible enemy only has power if you feed it. So ask yourself today, what voice have you been feeding, and are you ready to starve it? If this story touched you, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more stories that change the way you see yourself.